Oh, hi! So you tell me you want to know how to make snares. Let me help you. Of course you can use any samples found online, on Splice, anywhere, but imagine the world where you can make your own snares from scratch. It's beautiful. First of all, let me start with the idea, because what I want to show you is the idea that you can develop on further, and the first thing that we want to understand is what is a snare. So here's a snare of mine that is pretty old. I made it a couple years ago and it's available in my sample pack on Renraku on Splice. First of all, we have to understand what is a snare. So we have to divide the snare in three parts. We've got the transient, the body, and the tail. And to make a good snare, punchy, loud snare, you have to make it work. How to make it work? You have to make out of those three parts of the snare. So first of all, let me open anything. I am going to use mainly stock Ableton plugins, so all of you can make your own stuff without any excuses. Yeah, let's start making our snare from scratch. Let me use operator for this. This will be our main synthesizer that we're going to use for making our snare. Operator. It's a great synthesizer, it's a great tool. I use it a lot, I love it. First of all, we are going to make a short sound in operator. A short sound. Let me delete this release. We are going to make it fixed. So we are going to go for sound maybe around, I don't know, 220 Hertz. We can do all of those three parts separately, so we can do a separate transient, separate body and separate tail, or we can make them all in operator at once. It's up to you. Let me make it easy for you, so we'll do everything in operator. So we are going to change it as well, so we've got all separate oscillators. We've got our transient. Of course we can adjust it, and of course we are going to make it fixed as well, so everything is in the same tone. And we've got our tail. I used just white noise. And it kinda sounds like a snare right now. Not really, but kind of. I will use this filter because I want to distort it a little. And what we want, we don't want this low stuff. We want to boost a little this part. I want to take some of that 500 Hertz because it sucks. I want to take some of that 5000 Hertz, but we want to add a little bit of around 2000 Hertz, maybe 1800, something like that. This is our very basic sound, and what we can do now, for example, is add drum bass. We can just keep it this way. I would trim it a little, turn on the compressor and yeah, transient shape it. We can of course add another stuff like crunch, because why not, and some drive. We kind of want to destroy this sound right now. And what is really fun right now, because this is like a very basic thing and we are going to make it our own. So you get the idea right now, like what is the very base of the snare, and to make it sound cool, we can now add layers and effects that will make this sound sick. First of all, we can add hybrid reverb. And maybe let's use this made for drums one and make the decay shorter because it's way too long right now. We'll EQ it. It kind of sounds like an acoustic snare right now, something made for metal record or something. I mean, I think it's starting to sound fine, but it's still not what we want. Actually, I will cut it and we'll freeze it. I'll make a new track and we can put it here. So this is our snare. I think that this part is way too long, I think. So we can kind of try to mess around with this. We can make longer fade and we can move it around. So I think that body part is also a little too long, so we can kind of like Frankenstein this a bit, and yeah, let's move this in a nice line so it looks nice. The body is shorter, but it's snappier. Really long body, like a really full one, is something that was used like 10 years ago, so I think it will be better this way. And we can copy and paste our hybrid reverb here and automate it. So, maybe like this. We can of course experiment with this and to see which one sounds the best. I think it kind of sounds nice. So let me freeze this one once again. This is what I like to do. Drag this here. We're going to do it this way. Of course, the reverb is too long right now. And we've got a quite nice, short, snappy snare. I'm pretty sure you like 140. Everyone likes 140 now. So we are going to make it sound more like a 140 snare. And to make it work, we are going to transpose it. Let me try to, maybe like this. We are going to, once again, EQ it. We are going to adjust 2000 Hertz area to make it snappier. We are going to cut a little bit of 500 Hertz right now. And once again that 5000 sounds better, and cut below. And we are going to look for some nice claps. This one is interesting, so let's use it. This resonance here, I could kinda clearly hear it, so I think it's like the main bass of this sound, so I will pitch it, because I think it will be tuned pretty well with this one. And of course, we will get rid of the lows. And next, we are going to add more layers, some more claps. Maybe like this. We can add something like, I really like this pre-snare thing. It makes it sound much more interesting. And of course, cut the lows and more layers. This is a stock, I think, Ableton sound. Honestly, I kind of like this one, but it's muddy, so we have to just use this part. I think it adds like a really subtle but nice character to the snare. And honestly, I think that's a really nice snare. What I also like to add to my snares, those are not stock plugins, but I just like them. So a little bit of Pro R with ducking, shorter, really subtle, and delay. For like last 2-3 years, I really loved adding to my snares this delay thing with ping pong and make it short to make it sound like a dub thing, and we have to cut it like this so it's subtle, it sits lower and it's like not too much. Pro Q, I've got my preset here. In Pro Q, actually you can see that it's already pretty clean. I like to make this part of my snare more mono. And last thing, transient shaper. Sorry, not transient shaper, because I think the transient is already quite clean, so we don't really have to use the transient shaping here. But glue compressor with attack at 30 and release at auto is going to make your snare sound really sick. It just really enhances and boosts your transient if you use it correctly. So we're just going to cut it like this and make this up and clip the snare a little to make it more full. I will actually use the transient shaper, but not really to transient shape it, but to cut the delay and reverb a little bit. So And if we, let me maybe duplicate it, bounce this group, we can see our new snare, which is of course completely different from the one that I've shown you at the beginning of the video, but it will also show you the same idea that we've got. Transient, the body and the tail. And this snare and this snare are completely different, but they are both sick. And I want you to mess around with this, experiment with this, and make sick snares. If you want to use some of my snares, they are available in my sample packs on Splice. Shout out to Renraku for releasing them. I will put this one in the description for free. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. This one is honestly kind of like a test video for me. I want to try it out and see how it works for you, and I hope that you learned something. I hope that it was fun, at least a little, and cheers.